guys, what's going on? So this is Basic Tech Talk, and today we have a lot of stuff. So let's get started with this. So this is the microphone I'm going to be using. If the audio just gets a little louder, that's because I'm talking directly into it. So yeah, I don't know, I got it for about $25 on Amazon. I thought it was a pretty good deal. It didn't come with a stand, so that's a shame. So what I'm going to do is just set it down here. Hopefully it still picks up sound okay. Next I guess we can talk about the Nintendo Switch. So I got this a while ago, like back in summer, and now it's like September. But I really like it. I play Zelda all the time. I have the game right here. The actual game's in the Switch right now. It just pops open through here. And come on. And we have it. They're really small. They're not like huge games. So yeah. I'll talk a little bit about this. It comes with 32 gigabytes. It's got a kickstand, which kind of sucks. Like, it'll stand itself up on very flat surfaces. Every once in a while you can get it to stand up on something like this with a blanket or something, but that's pretty rare. Yeah, you can download games digitally or use the cards that I showed you. It charges through USB-C, so that's good. It does take a lot to charge though, even though it's USB-C. I don't think it has like fast charge capabilities. I don't know. It charges really slow unless you have like a really good charger. Yeah, that's it for this. It comes with a dock, these two little things right here, which I hate. They're really hard to get out, so they're kind of annoying. And then, of course, as you saw earlier, the Joy-Cons, which are released through this little button right here, if you can see that. You just press it and they slide out. And yeah, then you can play it, like, you can put it in the dock, and that's how you project it onto the TV. And you can just play it like this. There's a little thing, I don't know where it went, but it kind of makes a more classic feel, like you slide it in, and it really just makes it much better. Yeah, next up, I guess we can get rid of the box. Let's do this. So, this is what a Joy-Con box will look like. I already opened this because it was a while ago, but it'll have two more of these straps. And these are the gray ones that it comes with. And yeah, pretty cool. I got these a little while ago and they cost like $80. So yeah, I'll put these to the side as well. So next, I guess we can look at the Google Home. So this thing's really cool. I'll read off what it says here. So a couple of the things, you start by saying, I don't want to say it, but what you would say, maybe if I can figure out how to do that while editing videos, I will just project it on. But it says, play music by Sia is one of the things you can tell it to do. These are all things you can tell it to do, and supposedly it'll work really well. I've tried them all and it does work. So, play music by Sia. Set a 13-minute timer for pizza, or whatever the heck you want. What's nice to meet you in Korean, so it does translations. Who's the US president when NASA was founded, so it can answer all sorts of things. Like anything you would ask Google, like fact-wise, it can tell you, because it's got Google built in, obviously it's by Google. Is my flight on time? I'm not quite sure about this one, but I mean, I guess it works. And then turn up the thermostat, so that brings me to its capability with like smart home items. So it works with a lot of the popular ones like Philips Hue and Nest. There are a couple that I've tried. Like I saw this thing called SwitchMate at Walmart, and you just put it over your light switch, which mine is over there, and it's supposedly voice activated, works with Google Assistant, but it only worked with phone Google Assistant, not Google Home. So that was a shame. Yeah, that's pretty much most of it. If you're playing music, then you can just tap and it'll resume. And you can hold down. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to really say anything to it. Actually, no, let's do a test. We're going to ask it a math question and a history question. So we'll say, like, who is the president? Or let's just say something basic, like who was the first president? We all know this, so let's see if Google does too. So you just hold it down and say the trigger word, which I'll have to say, so cover your phone speakers or whatever you're listening to. Okay, Google. Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington was the first president of the United States.
Sorry, I don't know if you could hear that. Let me get the microphone right up here. So, I guess I can turn it up, actually. So, hey Google, who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington was the first president of the United States.
That's better. So yeah, that's another way you can turn up the volume by using the dial and stuff. So that's cool. And then you can also say the trigger word and tell it to turn down the volume or use the hold down feature. So let's try one more math question and then we'll move on to the next thing. So we hold down, what's 124 plus 326?
The answer is 450.
So you can see if that's right. I'm sure it is. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this thing. You can also, if you have like kids or brothers and sisters who really like to distract you while you're just trying to listen to music, because you can just say like, you can just tell it to stop playing. So I know my brothers and sisters will just walk in and do that. So there's this button back here that you can press and see the lights went orange and it just said the mic is muted. So now it won't hear anything. So that's a really cool feature. So yeah, we'll turn that back on and set that back down here. So let's go on. I don't know why I had this here, just to make it look like I had more things on the table. Next we have a little bendy tripod. So it goes all sorts of directions. It goes backwards, forwards. I don't know how it does going to the side, like bending it this way, but I like it a lot. These are the attachments. This GoPro, I mean it's not even a real GoPro. It's not actually mine. I just had it on the table for this little attachment here. This will screw on and it'll basically make it so you can attach your GoPros. And then this is just a phone attachment. It's a little tight, so what I like to do is just hold it like this and then pull until we get over, and it's on my power button, so I kind of want to get it off. But yeah, that's all for this stuff. So now we have I probably should have done this when I did the Nintendo Switch, but we have a case. So it's got slots for 10 games, even though I only have 2 currently. We can get, here's my Mario Kart, and you can hold lots of Joy-Cons. I usually hold all 4, and if you're just going with 2, then you can put like a battery pack in here, because I think the Switch has a 4300 something milliamp hour battery, so that sounds good like for a mobile thing wise, but it's really not. I don't know, it doesn't really impress me that much. But yeah, we've got this spot. Let me grab it again for all this stuff. So we can use these things and slide the Switch in, and then Joy-Cons will fit right here. So yeah, the last thing we have is this backpack. I really liked this. This costs like $30. Sorry, I forgot to say the price on all this stuff. But it's one of my favorite parts about it is it's got this little USB port thing here. So It's a little less cool than I thought, but it's still cool nonetheless. So if we unzip this here, let me find it. We have this cord. So I thought it had like a built-in battery or something, but you just plug in your own battery pack. So it's pretty much for usability purposes. So you just throw your battery pack in there and throw it to the bottom of your backpack, and bam, you've got charging. And another thing, let me run and grab it real quick. We've got our little padlock for safety, I guess, if you have valuables. I guess it's a laptop backpack. So I use it for school, so I don't use the padlock because I have to open it like every period, like 4 or 5 times. But if you're carrying your laptop around, then it's nice to maybe have this. Yeah, it just pops open and you slide it through both zippers and close it back up, mix up the code, and bam, you've got it. And the last thing about this is that it's water resistant, so I find that really cool. It's pretty much got everything you could imagine in a backpack. It's got space, it's waterproof, so you can carry like your laptops in it and stuff. And it's got a charger and a lock. So here's the inside. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this, but this is the space for your laptop. It kind of velcros open so it doesn't accidentally fall out and get all in the main space. And you've got spaces for, like, I hold pens and pencils in this little zip up pouch. And then we have just another pouch and then the main thing. And then we come in here to where if I would bring my Nintendo Switch to school to like play at lunch, this is where I'd put it. I'd put it in this secondary pouch thing here, just in this main pocket. And then here we have, I'll either hold like a charger in here for my port, or usually I have my calculator and you just slide that in